Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves. And we are coming to you live today. Today is January the 3rd, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in. Ladies and gentlemen, today this podcast is going to be brief, but we're going to talk about something that's very important. We are going to talk about long-term strategy, long-term planning. Okay? How far out are you looking? Today's January the 3rd. How far out are you looking? Whenever I drive a truck, we have this thing called 15 to 7. 15 seconds, be looking 15 seconds ahead and have 7 seconds of space in front of the vehicle in front of you. But always look 15 seconds down the road. So you should be able to see like stop signs, traffic lights, things of that nature. And so with this episode, I'm telling you, you should have a vision for the future. You know, you should look down the road and see where are you taking this thing? What do you want to do in the next year? And so I say that because I'm watching, earlier today I watched the last half of Manchester United and they lost. Okay, they're in 7th place. They're not good. They're not good at all. Okay, and I'm a fan, but it's just the truth. And it got me to thinking about that, and it got me to thinking about another team that I watched, the Atlanta Falcons. And now I will start with the Falcons first. A long time ago, the Atlanta Falcons, they were the number 1 seed. I remember this. Number 1 or number 2 seed, one of the two. It was a 2010, I believe. Either 2009, 2010, something like that. Okay? They had a home game. It was a Saturday night. I'll never forget this. And they were playing the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers was, I think he had just been starting for maybe a year or two. But Aaron Rodgers, he came into town and they shellacked the Atlanta Falcons. And I mean, it wasn't even close. It was like 40 to nothing, something like that. It was an embarrassing game, though. But the reason I'll bring it up is because the Falcons, instead of them, because the Falcons, they had a good team. Now, don't get me wrong, the team was good, but what the Falcons did, what a lot of people do, they made this mistake. You have to have a long-term plan. The Falcons, they went against the plan. They jumped the gun and they decided we can't let anybody have more firepower than us. We're gonna trade. They traded a bunch of picks. They traded a bunch of, the Falcons. All the Falcons needed was more offense. They needed offensive line, defensive line help. Because in football, when you have a quarterback, when you have a above average quarterback, Matt Ryan, he's above average. You need players around him. You need a great defense. You need a nice running game. You need a good offensive line. But instead of them building that up, seeing the long-term goal, they decided we're going to jump the gun. We're going to trade everything for Julio Jones. And the Falcons, yes, they went to 1 Super Bowl, don't get me wrong. But and the reason why they went to that Super Bowl is because they built the offensive line. But they probably could have went to more than 1 Super Bowl if they would have just built the offensive line, defensive line. Wasn't a lot of long-term planning going on. And the same as Manchester United. The famous coach, Sir Alex Ferguson, he quit. He retired. And so ever since then, they've been chasing a ghost. They've been chasing a dragon. Instead of them saying, let's stop, let's slow down, let's see where we're headed, let's see what we can do. It's just been chasing the ghost of Sir Alex. Okay, no real long-term planning. They sack this guy, sack that guy, sack. So that's it's no long-term planning. And for you, if you have something that you want to do, look down the road. Like let's say, because if you want to make good money in the online space, if you want to make good money anywhere, what you need to have You need to do something to where you can make money every month. you don't want to be one of these guys that, make $50,000 one month, go 4 months without making any money, make $10,000 on this loop. You want to try to get something that's consistent. You want to get something that you can, rely on every month. So you want to get like a coaching program, something continuity, But in order to have that, in order to build that, you have to look down the road. You don't want to. Some of this stuff you can't just jump the gun on. You know what I mean? And so you get to this point where you're like, all right, I want to start making consistent money. Let me look down the road and see how I can plan it. Start planning it out. You want to plan everything. If you're going to have a coaching program, plan out the coaching program. Plan out what you want to talk about for the first 6 to 9 months. 6 to 12 months. Talk about what you want to talk about. Talk about what kind of phone calls you're going to make, what type of things you want to do. Have this stuff planned out. And the better you have it planned out, the better you are prepared, the better it will be for you and your business, So it is January. It is early in the game, You can look to 2023 if you want, If you're like, hey, I want to start a continuity program in 2023, start today. Start figuring out the long-term strategy now, Start how you can build an audience today. And that way, whenever you are ready to launch this program, whenever you are to launch anything, you will have the audience and you will be ready for that, If you build out the river now, you won't have to worry about drinking later, You build everything out, strategize it, long-term plan it, everything will work a whole lot better than jumping the gun, trying to chase your tail, chasing dragons, chasing ghosts. You don't want to fall in that category. Trust and believe me. Trying to wing everything does not work. All right. And so think long-term strategy. Think long. You're in this for the long haul. Okay. We want to be entrepreneurs for life. And once you get out of your job, once you get out of your situation, you don't want to have to go back. So plan now, plan accordingly, plan long term, play the long game, and you will see great results. Make sure you have your planning, your strategy, have everything figured out, and start working on it. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.